Hey everybody, in our last video we showed you how to create samples using GarageBand. In this video we're going to show you how to use those samples and create your own kit in the MIDI interface in GarageBand. So start by opening an empty project. Software instrument, create. Now the musical typing window, you can hit Command K to get that out of the way. You don't need the metronome or anything like that on here. However, you do need this button right here toggled, and this is your smart controls. So the shortcut key to get to there is B if you need it, or you can just click on the button. But in the Smart Control panel, you're going to go down to Plugins, and you see that the Vintage Piano is blue here. You're going to click this button, and it should show these options right here. If it doesn't, a quick fix, you're going to go to GarageBand, Preferences, and make sure that the Enable Audio Units button is checked in the Audio MIDI Preference pane. So click here, AU Sampler, we want stereo, and that'll pull up our sampler window. The bottom left is a button next to the words Show Editor. You're going to show that, and you have your default right here. So you've got your default for the sample of the electric piano. Okay. Down here is a really hard to see gear button. You're going to click that, click Add Samples. Your samples need to be in wave format like we talked about before. So you're going to click your samples and drag them in. And there, you have all your samples. Now here's the problem. When you click on one, it has everything, okay? So you want to get rid of all that noise. You're going to first start by deleting the sample for the piano itself by selecting it and clicking the minus sign. Then we're going to assign each of these samples to their own key on the keyboard. So you can see here where it says key range, C -1 to G9. So what that's telling you is the C-1 to the G9. That's everything way up here, okay? We don't want all that stuff on there. You're going to click in the first box, and let's assign it to C4. You're going to hit Tab and hit C4 again. Now you can see when you scroll over that your sample is right there. The root is also C4, and this is important because it'll avoid pitch bending, which I'll show you in a moment. Next you click on the snare, and let's just put this on C#4. Okay, so this shows you can use all the different keys in there. All right, there you go. Now your root is going to be C#4. Always make sure your root is the same as your key. For the snare, we'll just call this one D4, D4, and D4. Now, when you click on each of these, oh, I missed it. There it is. Okay, now to have a little bit of fun here, let's click on our gear again, add samples. And let's bring our song back in here as another sample. And you can see it's covering everything. But we want it to go from, let's say, a range of C2 all the way up to B3. Okay, there you go. Now we want our root to probably be C3, right there in the middle. Now what you'll see is there's your song. Okay, but when you go left, it pitches it down, and it pitches it right. Pitches it up when you go to the right. So you can play with the tempo, the pitch, you can have a little bit of fun with it. Last thing you have to do here is down at the bottom left of your screen, you're going to click Save, and you're going to call this Sample Patch, whatever you want to call it, right? And it's right there. So now, if you were to close this and open up your musical typing, you click Sample Patch, and there it is. Now you can go up and find the rest of your samples. There's your snares. You can have a lot of fun with that. So there you go. That's how you create your own sample kit in GarageBand. Have fun with that, experiment, and create some music.